everybody, it's Doc Green, the Road Scholar, coming back at you. Today's video is going to be about how much money you need to get paid per mile in order to make a living out here. With the price of fuel going up and everything, what we used to run for, you can no longer afford to run for, especially if you're a lease driver or owner-operator. What we ran for just 4 months ago, 5 months ago, we can no longer run for those rates and still make money. So I would teach you guys, especially the new guys and everything, they're trying to get in the lease, you're thinking about getting in the lease or any company you're going on to, the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out how much money your truck is going to cost you per mile that you drive. Every mile you drive costs you a certain amount of money. Now that means you take all your expenses, you take your lease payments, your insurance, your disability, your bobtail insurance, your tax, your highway use tax, what else we got? Your toll, your prepaid tolls, your pre-pass, the satellite radio, the satellite hookup ELD in your truck, everything. If you have a satellite radio, that's different. That's on a different thing. That's on your personal thing, kind of. But anyway, you need to know how much money you're spending per mile to run your truck. So you add up all of these things, and you come up with a total. Once you come up with that total, like mine's roughly about, I'm gonna say probably around 190 a day, not include my truck payments, about $340 a day. Now, out of that, I gotta divide that by how many miles I normally drive. And plus, I'll also throw in the truck payment in there and everything else. So I know I got all that, it comes out, and you divide that by how many miles you normally drive a day, about 500, let's say 550 miles average. And then, then you add in your fuel. Okay, so I know by the time it's all done with, I do all these, add them all up, I divide it by 550. I know I come out to about 32 cents a mile. Then I add my fuel in. My fuel, I average about 7.5 miles to the gallon on a 40,000 pound load. So I know my fuel runs me about 62 cents a mile right now, because price of fuel when I'm making this video is about $4.60 to $4.70 a gallon. That's what we're averaging at DART with our discount. So I know I run about 62 cents a mile. Therefore, I'm spending about 92 cents a mile for every mile I drive on average. So if I'm spending 92 cents a mile, my load, if I need to make $450 a day, let me explain this. I need to, let's say I take the 92 cents a mile and I need to make, let's say out of 550, I need to make about 90 cents a mile to bring home $450. And so I need to make 92 plus 90 is $1.80, $1.82 a mile. That's how much I should be making. If I'm not, there's a problem, because I need $2,000 a month or a week, $2,000 a week in order to support all of my bills. My investments that I have, my bills, my wife's fuel, the groceries for the house, everything. So that's how much money I need. Now, I used to not need that much. I used to only need $1,500 to $1,800 a week. So a few months ago, when y'all heard me talking on here, so watch some of my old videos, you see me say $1,500 to $1,800 a week. That's all I needed back then. With the inflation rate and everything under these new policies that the government, don't get me started, is got implemented and everything, my bills have went up, so I need $2,000 a week now. So I need to be making an average of $1.80, about $1.85 a mile, $1.85 to $1.90 a mile. So I take up what they offer me, and I divide that into the miles, and I see how much it is. If it's any less than $1.85 a mile, I'm refusing that load. Simple. And if they get mad about it, they want to. Well, that's all we got going out of here. That's all this area is paying. They don't send me that area. And when I say that area, if you're going with DART, let me explain. And this isn't just DART. This is pretty much any company, because of the region of the United States, that area doesn't pay that much. Is South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana, anything down south isn't paying that much. Well, there's a few that are, but mostly, especially South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and the eastern seaboard and stuff, is not paying that much per mile. $1.65 is about the average rate going over there for DART drivers after you get their percentage cut. That's not worth it. So I don't take loads over there. Now they tell me, oh, we got this loads paying $2 a mile to get down there. That's great. But $2 a mile to get down there and $1.65 to get mile, $1.65 to get back out does not equal $1.80 a mile. So I'm not doing that load. Unless they can back it up, but I'm telling you, we'll do a load down there. They got to already have, I tell them if I'm going to go down there, I need to know what load you got coming back. Before I take this load, what load can you bring me back on? And if it pays out to where I'm averaging $1.80 a mile, $1.85 a mile, I'll take it. If it doesn't, I refuse the loads. I don't care how much that load is paying down there, because sometimes you get down there, you only get a load paid about $1.50 a mile or $1.40 a mile. I don't want to get down there and take that chance. Or sometimes you get down there, there's not even a load. You deliver that load for $2 and you're stuck there another 36, 48 hours waiting on another load to come out so you can get back out of there. Then that blew it. That blew the whole thing for me. I didn't make any money. You know, so now I need to make up a whole day of running. So you got to be careful on that kind of thing when you're looking at this. But for the most part, the biggest thing is, how much are you spending per mile? If you do not know that, you need to break out a calculator and break out one of your contract and break out one of your pay statements and see what they're charging you for each day you're running. If you can't figure it out on there because you're running like 3 or 4 days and it's got too much math in there because they combine one day with a different day and this, that, the other, then call DART and tell them, I want you to explain to me my daily costs for each one of these items. Write it down, add it up. Your fuel mileage is going to be about the same as mine. It's going to be running about 62 cents a gallon, or 62 cents a mile right now, as of the right now's fuel prices. If it is, then you add 62 plus whatever your percentage is on there, or your total divided by 550 miles, and that tells you how much you need to make a mile. I'll be honest with you guys. Right now, I am taking the shorter runs. I am making more money taking shorter runs than I do taking the longer runs. For some reason, the longer runs aren't paying as much as the shorter runs. So I would rather run. The other day I ran, I want to say almost 400 miles for about $800, $900. So yeah, I took that one. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was right around there. Then I had another one yesterday that paid, the one I'm doing right now, 330 miles, paid $720. So yes, I do that one. I'm shut down more than half the day. It only takes me 4 or 5 hours to run this, but I still make enough money to where I'm making about $4.50 a day because I'm using a lot less fuel. I'm putting a lot less wear and tear on my truck, and by the time I take out all my daily expenses and everything, plus I only use like 40 gallons of fuel to go this far. Then yeah, I made a lot more money doing the shorter runs. Next run I got is going from here to Texas. It's going to be 500 miles for $1,007. So that's just over $2 a mile. Yeah, I'll be done with that run by tonight, and I'll definitely pull about $480 off of that run. If you don't know how much money you're making per mile, you're doomed out here, especially when these fuel prices keep going up. Every time these fuel prices go up and everything, you need to be on here looking at how much money, whenever you sell, when they give you your fuel routing and everything, how much money you're spending per mile. You need to be writing down how much money you're spending per gallon, because if it goes up, so does the amount of money you have to make. And DART may argue with you about this, and well, we got to get these runs covered. These are good contracts, everything. It's not good if I can't pay my bills. And DART's going to have to explain that to the customers. And if everybody would start doing that, but the problem is a lot of truck drivers don't even know how much money they have to spend per mile. They do not know. You ask 90% of the drivers out here how much money they spend a mile, and they will tell you how much they spend in fuel per mile, but they can't tell you how much everything else, all combined, including maintenance and everything else, they cannot tell you. 95% of drivers have no idea what it costs per mile to drive. And because of that, they're taking loads they should not be taking. And at the end of the week, they're wondering why they only made $1,200, $1,300. Now, for a company driver, $1,200 may be okay. For an owner-operator, it's not okay for us. So, that's what you need to be. And I don't see how company drivers make it on. The way the inflation went $1,200 a week, not for me, Jagger. We'll find another way to make some money. Inflation's grown way too high, and our rates are not growing with it. So if the rates aren't going up with it, then the company's going to have to start taking less percentage, or I'm going to have to turn down loads. You know, and I don't know how, here's the thing, if the company can't keep those loads covered, they're going to end up losing the contracts. So either they're going to have to give up a little bit more on their end, or they're going to have to look at the customer and say, hey, look, because of the price of everything, we have to start charging more. And either the customers know what's coming, and that's just the way it works right now in this economy. But guys, again, know how much money it costs you per mile to drive, and make sure you're making at least 90 cents above that in order to have a check to take home for about $2,000 a week, which is what it costs on average right now for us to live at home and everything. Everyone's gonna say, wait a minute, 90 times 450 or times 500 miles is $450. Take out taxes, take out your federal taxes. All right, that's gonna knock you back down to about $400. And I don't know what y'all need to live on a week, but my family needs about $2,000 a week. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped. Remember, break out your calculator. If you don't know, call the company, call your fleet manager, make them take time. Make them take time to explain to you. They get paid plenty of money to sit in that air conditioning, go home every day. They can take some time to explain to you how much money you're making or how much money you're spending today, and you divide it up on average of 550 miles, and you find out how much money you're spending per mile. Then you know how much money you need to make per mile. Have a good one.